I've been on over 100 first dates, not 10, not 30, 100. It wasn't a social experiment. I genuinely wanted a relationship. I was looking for my best friend. But trying to find that today feels impossible. So I kept trying and trying and trying. And after 100 first dates, I finally saw the patterns, the tricks and the traps, and the way out of hookup culture. So I put together 6 of the most important secrets that I learned from going on over 100 first dates about love and attraction. So that you not only become the most attractive person in the room, but that you can get your dream partner and build something real. Secret number 1, acorns become oak trees. When you look at your dating life and you're frustrated that the men in your life suck or the women in your life are cheating, pause for a second. Maybe this isn't bad luck, maybe it's a reflection. Your dating patterns are rooted in your values, and your values grow into outcomes, like acorns growing into oak trees. In other words, what you plant inside yourself, your values, your habits, your goals, determine what kinds of people and situations grow around you. The phrase acorns become oak trees is literal proof of karma, not in a mystical sense, but in a cause and effect one. Your internal values shape your daily behavior, and your daily behavior becomes your habits. And your habits influence who you attract, who stays in your life, and what your world ends up looking like. And as Marcus Aurelius famously put, the soul becomes dyed with the color of your thoughts. So if your dating life is a mess, it's worth asking, what kind of seeds am I planting? Secret number 2. This one might hurt, so I will hold your hand as I say this. You're not rejected for who you are, but for not being who you could be. The German philosopher Hegel talked about the idea of becoming. We're always in the process of unfolding into our potential. And when there's a mismatch between your current and potential self, people can sense that. Whether you want to admit it or not, either consciously or subconsciously, on that first date, the person sitting across the table from you is game simming their life with you. They're asking themselves, what could a future look like with this human being, with you? I once asked a girl how she decides whether she goes on a second date with someone. And I remember her saying, honestly, I just imagine myself introducing you to my friends. And if it doesn't click in my head, I'm out. That wasn't about who I was. That was about who she imagined I'd become. The future version of me that either clicked or didn't. In fact, a study found that 1 in 3 people determine in the first 5 minutes whether they want a second date or not. So if they reject you, it's not a no to who you are now. It's a no to the version they assume you're becoming. You might be likable, even attractive, but can't figure out why you're not pulling that one person. Why? Because the person that's sitting across the table is responding to the trajectory that you're on. Your habits, your attention, your goals, they all reveal whether you're growing, you're stuck, or you're spiraling. And this isn't about pretending to be better. It's about being more aligned with your potential, closing the gap between your current self and your future self. Rejection in this view isn't judgment, it's a wake-up call. Number 3, don't aim at happiness, aim at meaning. Date someone not because they make you happy, but because they make life meaningful. This counters a huge Gen Z dating myth. Chasing momentary chemistry and dopamine hits leads to fast love and relationships that just don't last. That short-term high feels really good in the moment, but it doesn't last. And when that novelty fades, you're left with someone you barely know and barely like. Happiness is fleeting, but meaning sticks. In Japan, researchers studying ikigai, or the feeling of having purpose, found that people who reported having a strong sense of meaning or purpose in their lives actually lived longer. My point is, the people who bring depth and meaning to your life, who challenge you and who help you grow, those are the ones worth choosing. They'll help you live longer and live a more fulfilling life. You don't need someone who makes every moment feel euphoric. You need someone who makes the hard moments worth enduring. Secret number 4, responsibility is more attractive than freedom. You'll hear people say, I'm not looking for anything serious. But that's often code for, I don't know who I am yet. People chase freedom thinking it means options, fun, and power. But usually it means chaos, no grounding, no clarity, or no structure. And ironically, structure is what makes love feel safe. Responsibility doesn't mean being boring. It means being anchored, being someone others can trust. It's choosing to care about someone consistently, even when it's inconvenient. And that's rare, and that's attractive. Most people don't reject love because they don't want it. They reject love because they're scared of what it demands. Real connection requires responsibility. And when you learn that, that's when you really pull people in. Secret number 5, be careful who you bind yourself to. Every relationship is a promise to your future self. The decision to date someone isn't neutral. Far from it. It shapes you. It decides what kind of habits you normalize. realize what kinds of energy you absorb and what kind of standard you accept without even realizing it. Because whoever you commit to is either going to help you climb or fall. They either sharpen or dull you. They either make you better or slowly chip away at who you are. So if you don't think carefully about who you're building a relationship with, one day you'll wake up living a version of your life that you never consciously chose. The final and most powerful secret that I learned after going on over 100 first dates, secret number 6, you can't convince someone to like you. It took me to my 100th date to realize this. You can improve yourself, you can grow, but you can't strategize your way into someone's heart. No pickup line, no text message, no perfectly timed text, no game is ever gonna win someone over. That's ridiculous. I remember being on a date and trying everything, scripting out the date in my head beforehand, trying compliments and jokes and push-pull methods and all this red pill BS that you see on the internet. And still nothing landed. And at the end of the date, she said, "You're really sweet, but I'm just not feeling it." Ugh, that hurt. I tried so hard. But in the end, it was a good thing because it taught me a great lesson. Attraction isn't something you talk someone into. It's either there or it's not. And if you fake it, if you perform your way into someone's interest, all you're doing is setting a trap for both of you. Because eventually your real self comes out. And now you're with someone who never actually wanted you. Just the mask you wore to get them. And that's why the goal at the end of the day can't be to win people over. The goal has to be to show up as you. To do the work, yes, grow and evolve and become, but don't ever beg for a spot in someone's life. Be grounded in who you are, and the right people will feel lucky enough to stay. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm so honored that I'm kind of putting together a group of people who care about these things, who care about real love and real relationships, and who think deeply about these kind of issues. And so, again, you stuck to the end of the video, so it's kind of cool that we're on the same team here. If you want to support the channel, hit the sub button. I make videos every single week. If you want to go even further, there's memberships up here, which is crazy. And if you want to take it to level 3, if you put your number down in my website, I can send you updates on what I'm working on. I release rings sometimes. All my jewelry is handmade. Because my mom's a metalsmith, she showed me all these metal smithing techniques or whatever. And I'm also working on a book, and so I can text you updates on that if you want. Again, I really, really appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video, and I'll see you next week. Peace and love. Okay.